CFA Nation? Gabe.
Nick.
And we are here today to bring you another installment of Cricket Convos. So, Nick, tell everybody what we're going to be talking about today.
We are going to be talking about the Don, about the legend, widely considered as the greatest batsman of all time in cricket. We're talking about Don Bradman. That's right. It has been a long time coming. We've heard about his name over and over and over. For any Americans out there, he is the Babe Ruth of cricket, in my opinion. This guy was born in 1908, for crying out loud. He lived till the 2000s when he was like 92 or something. But this guy, this guy was the Don. And we're going to talk about him. We're going to watch a little video, a little minute footage, but mostly we're going to talk about who this guy was. Gabe, what do you know about the Don?
Well, just from a little bit of research I've done, which means whatever Nick has prepared for me, guys. Right? Don Bradman was the GOAT, like he says. Again, we compare this guy to Babe Ruth because in our sport, baseball, Babe Ruth, who made his debut around 1914 but played into the 20s. Don Bradman made his debut in the 1920s, right, Nick? They're one of the reasons the sport became as big as the sports were, and they were so much than just a cricketer, you know what I'm saying, or more than just a baseball player. Babe Ruth is the stuff of legends. There's guys still now chasing Babe Ruth, right? Chasing that record. The true home run champ is Hank Aaron. I mean, if you want to go by stats, it's Barry Bonds, but nobody respects that because of the whole Royden. I'm just being honest. You go to Cooperstown, absolutely, and he's not even in there. But I remember watching the movie, I think it was Pride of the Yankees, and it was Mickey Mantle and Roger Maris, right? They were in the home run championship that year. They were both trying to break Babe Ruth's record. 61. It was 61. And he's like, man, I'm chasing a ghost, bro. I'm chasing a legend. And that's what it feels like. The weight of your work. You can never live up to this guy no matter what you do. You can never live up to the specter of what was a Babe Ruth. And I'm sure that's what a lot of Australian batsmen feel like, you know what I mean? I can never be Don Bradman. I can't live up to that. You know what I'm saying? You're setting an impossible goal. So, man, it's so cool to be exploring them and just delving into the history of cricket. And I mean, we've done so a little bit with India, Australia, and England. I mean, those two teams go back so far. Their history goes so far. So I'm excited to check this out. Nick, any thoughts, my friend?
So this guy, a few facts on Don Bradman. All right. He has a test batting average of 99.94, almost 100 for his test batting average.
Before they take his wicket?
Yes. It's ridiculous. He's going to get 100 runs before you take that wicket on average.
A couple of these guys we need to talk to that love to throw their wickets away. Did you hear that, guy? Should I drive? I just say, John Campbell, do I need to start driving by and just throwing guys under the bus?
Hey, there's only one Don Bradman, all right? And this guy went from bush cricket to Australian team in just about 2 years. This guy busted a 450 burger in domestic. His high score in international was 334. And of course, there was a tactic known as body line that was created to combat this guy, where basically they would throw these body shots. They would bowl these body shots to where he was forced to defend it with the bat. And then it would be a quick little easy edge for the fielders. Not easy, but hopefully an edge for the fielders. They developed that to try to slow this. They couldn't even contain him, right? They weren't going to stop him. They couldn't contain him, so they had to create their entire tactic.
If he doesn't defend himself with the bat, then he's wearing that, cousin, and that hurts, all right? You know what that sounds like to me? The Jordan rules. And for anybody that doesn't know what the Jordan rules is, the Detroit Pistons and the New York Knicks, let's be honest, employed the rule that we couldn't stop Jordan, so we were going to beat him up. Literally. They did not care. Flagrant 2, they actually created the flagrant 2 because of the Jordan rules, because Jordan would absolutely get destroyed every time he went to try to do a layup or dunk. It was insane. At some point, it was like pre-MMA. You watching a basketball game or you watching MMA over here? And that's what it sounds like to me, Nick. Like, you know what? We can't stop Bradman. Guys, make him wear it. Put it on him. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't care. And that's just, ooh. It's
Dude,
brutal.
they went into the lab and they tried to cook up something to try to slow this guy down. And I'm reading more about this guy. It seems like he wasn't the most personal guy. Okay. Some people were calling him aloof, they're calling him wearing, all this kind of stuff. But it said that he was committed to attacking, he was committed to entertaining cricket. He would draw record numbers, but it would kind of make him feel uncomfortable. He didn't really like the attention. He just sounded like he just wanted to play cricket and not worry about all the other hoopla and whatnot. Right. And I think it affected some of his teammates and this or that. But it said that he took a hiatus because the Second World War, right? Which, those are the men. Those are the men of history. We had it in baseball. Obviously, it was in cricket, other sports where they were at the peak of their career. They were at their prime, and they left to, fight a war for crying out loud. And then he came back and he led a squad called the Invincibles, an Italian or an Australian squad that supposedly was pretty good. We should definitely think about doing a video on the Invincibles. Let us know below if you want us to do some research on that and find something, or maybe you guys can find something for us to react to. But just talking about this guy gets me super excited. It's, for me, I love sports so much that when I talk about it, it sounds like I'm like doing like a hero worship. I'm not. I'm just super impressed. And let's go ahead and watch some footage. I hope this is real. I hope this isn't doctored in some way. And then we'll have any, post thoughts after this footage here.
Sounds good, brother. So let's check out rare footage of Don Bradman in 3, 2, 1.
Don't know if there's any audio. That's okay. 1949.
This footage is so old. You could tell that no audio on it.
Look at that, just sitting on the grass. So that must be him.
Bro, if I'm not mistaken, the helmet hasn't been introduced yet, has it?
No. And think about body line without a helmet.
Holy
without
cow.
a helmet.
I forgot about that. That's insane.
Wow. The footage is really decent, for 1949. Oh, no way. Close-up shot. Oh! Get that garbage out of here. Look at that. Look at the record numbers. That's crazy. Everyone's standing up wanting to see the Don.
Wow. Matt, what was his baggy green? Was he number 1, guys? Because how is that information you can find for us, Nick? Because I know you're good at that. What was his baggy green number?
I'll have to find out. The cool thing about this was some of his legacy right here. So he stayed in the game as an administrator, selector, writer for decades afterwards. He did become a little reclusive in his declining years, it says, but his opinion was highly sought after. He had the status of a national icon. 50 years after his retirement as a test player, the prime minister called him the greatest living Australian. He's on postage stamps, museums, commemorative gold coins, and he was posthumously, I can't say that word, inducted into ICC Cricket Hall of Fame. So, this guy is just, the OG for crying out loud. And I want to say, in a lot of people's minds, this is the guy that Sasha was chasing throughout his career. So
I don't. There's actually a website called the Baggy Green, Nick. That's how valuable these things are. Okay,
love it.
And according to the Baggy Green website, number 1 is Bannerman, number 2 is Blackman, number 3 is Cooper. It's so cool that Gregory, there's 2 Gregorys, they must be brothers, DW and EJ Hodges, Horan,
I'm not seeing
Kendall.
Bradman. I'm scrolling down. I'm not seeing Bradman.
Oh, did you find it?
Yeah, I looked it up. Oh, there it is. It's highlighted, 124.
Wow, 124. So there was 123 baggies given up before that. Green baggies, or baggy greens, I should say. That's pretty cool, dude. And it's such a historic thing when we learned about the baggy green, when we learned about the test. People ask me, Gabe, why do you root for Australia? You're a West Indies fan. You're from the West Indies. Well, I got introduced to cricket through the docuseries The Test, and the history behind the baggy green, and the camaraderie of the guys, and honestly the story of failing and this huge cheating scandal and having to come back from that. You know what I'm saying? Like, too often they just show the pretty side of sports, okay, and they don't show the reality, the pressure that goes on to people. I'll be honest, when I was a player, I did things I wasn't proud of. You know what I mean? I've been part of teams of teams that have pushed the envelope, and anybody that's been on any kind of competitive team, trust me, you pushed the envelope, bro. Case in point, Trey's team, Nick, just won a football a 7-on-7. They just won the 7-on-7 football championship. I told you about that, right?
Wow,
so Trey had a monster game, like 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, but there's no kneeling in football. So we get the ball with like literally 30 something seconds left or whatever, and you know, if you've ever played 7-on-7s, bro, it's only half the field, and literally, you know, one play could change everything. So we're up 7, I think 7 points, and the coach had his quarterback roll all the way out and then chuck it to the end of the field out of bounds where nobody could touch it. The other side was livid, bro. There was almost a fist fight out there. You know, the young boy was ready to rock. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, listen, ain't nobody touching my stuff. You know what I mean? But it got ugly out there. The other coaches started arguing. The refs had to separate everybody. But people are like, oh, that's not sportsmanship. Well, it's the same thing in the NFL. You're going to take a knee. The point is, you know, do you when it gets to a competitive level like that, people do things to win, and it may not be quote unquote game. What's the word? Sportsmanship. It may not be what do you call it? It may not be kind, but guess what? Now that's another feather that the Sierra Vista Mountain Lions can put on their cap. Something else that these scouts are looking at. It might get them one more person that gets them attention. You know what I'm saying? All these things matter. So when you're competing,
what would have happened if he would have allowed him to play and a fumble or an interception happened? His job, he's done. Goodbye.
The parents will lose their minds, bro.
The other team, they can get as mad as they want, sour grapes. Speaking about teams, let me just say a little congratulations. Your Knicks clinched the playoffs, my friend. Number 4 seed. You can't complain no more now. They've clinched the playoffs.
Bro, I am bad. Let me tell you what happened. So my brother Dobbs threw out his back, right? So he's like, hey, can you come bring me some stuff? I was like, all right, cool. I wanted to go take in my Tim's unit and a heating pad I had. So I drive out to his house, and we're watching the end of the Knicks house at his game. This is the game on Saturday, okay? The Knicks just got to close out the game. And they've got a 4-point, bro, they got a 4-point lead, right? They cannot do it. The game goes into overtime. 3 straight possessions, they can't score. They let the other team tie it up. So I'm like, all right, man, I got to go. I was like, watch, as soon as I leave, they're going to come out and blow them out in overtime. I leave, and he calls me 10 minutes into my drive. Yeah, the Knicks won 118-109, bro. The minute you left, they started dunking. My brothers have banned me. They have banned me. I am not allowed to watch my Knicks for the first time in close to 2 decades in the playoffs.
You know you're going to. I know you're going to be like, hiding in the closet somewhere with like your son's little device, like, please. Or like Joey at the funeral with the headset in the ear. Yes!
They're like, bro, you need to watch it on tape delay, but I am not allowed to watch the Knicks live. It is hilarious. That's how much fear they have. Plus, they were following my record with on CFA Nation with the live streams, and he was like, bro, you got like 19 out of 21 wrong calls, bro. You've been on a losing streak like another. No way. You're not allowed to watch Knicks games live. It was hilarious.
Well, even though we so sadly mixed up the garbage of the Knicks with the brilliance of the Don, this was a fun little video to watch. It was fun to have a conversation. The question is, what do you guys know about the Don that you want to let us know about? What are some cool facts? Unfortunately, the guy's he's so, original that he played so long ago. There's not a lot of footage on him, but we can always talk about him. Let's get the conversation going below. Don't forget to comment and to like and subscribe. But with all that being said, until next time.
That's 6 runs.